El Salvador just passed a law that Bitcoin becomes legal tender there. In today's video, I want to discuss the actual ripple effects that this may have on the entire world economy. And trust me, this goes way beyond Bitcoin itself. So you're gonna want to stay tuned in this. Have a lot of fun in today's video. Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian. On my channel, it's all about making you crypto fit. I discuss the beautiful world of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, obviously Bitcoin, altcoins, what's happening in the entire world. And today I want to address a historic moment, which is basically El Salvador, and in that specific case, President Nayib Bukele passing or pushing a law to Congress there, and that passed with a super majority, saying that the dollars and Bitcoin is becoming equivalent there. And so I want to discuss a bit on what does this actually mean, what are the consequences, and you're gonna see there's actually quite long-term consequences. First of all, I hate Mondays. Daniel, thanks so much for the channel support. That's super, super lovely. Yeah, I appreciate that. So let's dive a bit in. So first of all, what does it actually mean? Well, it means nothing as of right now, but basically over the next couple of months, the government wants to force merchants having to accept the Bitcoin. Now that doesn't mean that the merchant has to keep their Bitcoin. They can straight away sell their Bitcoins into US dollars if they prefer that. And to be honest, I also expect a lot of the merchants going this route, especially initially, because I think for many people, it's going to be a bit of an uncertain scenario and a lot of volatility. But over time, I would expect some merchants and some people are going to keep Bitcoins and not switch everything into US dollars. The government also announced there that they're going to keep a government fund of 150 million US dollars to purchase Bitcoin of its citizens if they want to sell their Bitcoins into US dollars. I think that's really important because that shows trust for the people that they can always go from Bitcoin to dollars or from dollars into Bitcoin. So quite exciting. Obviously, we don't know the specific details yet. The president also said that IMF contacted them, the International Monetary Fund. Obviously, probably the US wants to have a couple of things to say here. He also said that this is not about de-dollarization. It's just more about providing its people alternatives. As a whole, this is truly a breakthrough, simply because no other country has officially accepted Bitcoin as a currency. And this is super, super powerful from its ripple effects. And what I mean with this is the following. Obviously, this means Bitcoin cannot be outlawed in this country anymore, because this would mean, for example, if you're in the US, that means the US dollar would get outlawed or euro would get outlawed. So there's already one country where Bitcoin, as of now, will not be ever outlawed again. And it's, again, very difficult to outlaw an actual currency going forward. So really, really powerful, very big, big statement. But there are global ripple effects to other countries. Any other country that accepts El Salvador's sovereignty accepts its currency. And so if banks, governments want to do business, they will have to provide an exchange rate to the local currencies. And now Bitcoin actually becomes an accepted foreign currency. That's huge. That's huge from a tax perspective, because most countries don't charge taxes on capital gains that you make on currencies, because that would also mean that you would make a capital loss and you could write it off of taxes. So that's going to be very powerful to how countries going to have to treat Bitcoin from a tax perspective. Insane, really insane. But it goes further. It goes into companies. If you are a company that deals with Bitcoin, for example, my own, Cake DeFi, it's quite tricky how we account for Bitcoin, because it's not a currency, it's not really a commodity, it's more like an asset, it's like stock, it's like an intangible. And so it's quite difficult to price it, it's quite difficult to kind of display losses and profits and treat in all this. And this becomes relevant when you want to do audits. This becomes relevant when you actually file your taxes properly. If you ever want to go public, right? When you look into Coinbase's accounts, you see this is quite tricky in how they deal with this when going public. This is going to revolutionize this completely. Suddenly, Bitcoin is not seen as gold would be treated. It's actually a currency. So you suddenly have a foreign currency on your balance sheet. Total game changer. Now, this might also cause some different structures, for example, to MicroStrategy and how they actually put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, because now suddenly it's like putting euros on a balance sheet for them. But this is mind-blowing. And I just want to kind of highlight that because I think short-term right now, this is pretty much a non-event. I don't see that this is going to be this big event as of right now. But over the next 5 years, this is game-changing. I see this almost like a year ago when MicroStrategy, that was not that important from an investment perspective, but suddenly started investing into Bitcoin. The first time they invested, it was a non-event. Nothing happened. But the ripple effects over the entire year were just insanely positive. And I get it. You might be sitting here and you're like, yeah, but Bitcoin went from 65 to 32,000. It lost 50%. True, but it also went up 4x since MicroStrategy started investing. So see it a bit on the longer term, not only over the past 2 months, right? So to me, I see this very similarly. And you have seen other countries. You have seen Paraguay, you have seen Mexico, Argentina, Brazil. A lot of the South American, Latin American, Central American countries have signaled an interest to go that route. And that's obviously super powerful because that becomes independence from the dollar inflation. And I just think a lot of countries are sick and tired of the M2 supply in the US dollar skyrocketing and them just completely drowning in cheap US dollars. And so a lot of countries are just saying, you know what, screw that. We want to offer an alternative. To me, that's absolutely insane. It puts a lot of confidence into Bitcoin. It long term, right? I'm not talking about tomorrow, the next week. I actually don't think it's going to have that massive of a price impact. Yes, I saw that the price went up by like 5%, but to me, that's also because it dropped a lot in the past couple of days. So not sure if this is a catalyst for Bitcoin to really go to the moon. I don't see this at all. I'm going to stick to my kind of idea that over the summer right now, the next 2 to 3 months, Bitcoin is going to be more in the sidewards kind of movement. But as a whole, this makes it insanely valuable. Also, this doesn't mean that I change my investment thesis from Bitcoin becoming a crypto asset to a cryptocurrency. Remember, a crypto asset as digital gold, I would value Bitcoin over the next 10 years at around $500,000. If it were to become an actual currency, I would have to go to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a Bitcoin. I don't see it there because I don't see, and again, I rather want to be proven wrong to change my thesis here. I don't see things being priced in Bitcoin. And I'm not sure if we're going to go this route. If we go this route of stuff being priced in Bitcoin, obviously then, big game changer, then I have to up my valuation target, and I'm okay in going up, right? I just don't want to be too optimistic with my valuation, and that valuation has been set since 2015, 2016, so for the last 5 years, and I said probably over the next 10 years, we're going to hit the $500,000 mark, and I'm still sticking to that entire prediction over the next 10 years. So I'm not moving that kind of idea because I just don't see this, but I would see a lot of movement in this route. There's another interesting approach here, Tuvalu, an island that has the TV domains, right? And a lot of these .TV domains are being used. So obviously, this could be very interesting for them as well to accept Bitcoin as an official legal tender and actually being paid for those domains. So there's a lot of interesting approaches and how this could go. Massive catalyst here. Congratulations really from my side to the to the people of El Salvador. Nayib Bukele also announced that he's going to go and be very aggressive on immigration law, especially for Bitcoiners, the Bitcoin industry, Bitcoin entrepreneurs. So super interesting to see. I think from here, it can only go upwards when it comes to this adoption by governments. I am surprised positively that we see this already. I would have rather seen this more 2024, 2025. So we're really early in the cycle. And to me, it also shows how governments are really aware of inflation and about this need for providing a hard asset for their people. So insanely powerful. Congratulations. And obviously also big thanks to Nayib Bukele who pushed this through, right? And it takes great leaders to do that. So quite exciting. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? Do you think that's bullish? Do you think the price is going to be bullish short term, long term? Which country do you think is going to be next, right? Do you think Russia, who has constantly been fighting the dollar, do you think they could go such a route? Very interesting idea, very interesting thought, right? Many countries that want to get independent from the dollar maybe may go this route. So very exciting. And yeah, again, I don't see this as a big catalyst short term for the price, but I see it as a long-term insane catalyst, very bullish, very solid. And there's still some roadblocks, right? The US could still step in and say, no. If you do this, we kind of do that to you. The IMF might have to say a word. So let's see how tomorrow, Thursday goes. So, I mean, to me, even though it's signed off, there's still a lot of delays possible. Let's say it this way. But in general, very bullish, very optimistic. Let me know what you think about this. Which country is going to be next? What do you think the price is going to do? And how do you see this as a whole? If you like this stuff, if you like this content, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the podcast, wherever you're watching this on LinkedIn. I hope you're getting massive value out of this. With this, stay cool, especially during these volatile times. It's all going to be good. I'm totally in the opposite kind of opinion as most YouTubers who think we're going to get this massive crypto winter. I don't see this at all. I just don't believe in a V-shaped recovery. But I'm still super optimistic we're going to see $100,000 this year in Bitcoin. So let's see. With this, see you next time. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.